Before we get started here, definitely click that link below to create a free account on CryptoWatch. CryptoWatch is my preferred platform for charting and trading, and I've been using it for the past couple of years. I highly encourage you guys to click that link to create a free account, check out the platform, see how it feels. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin Svenson. Today we're going to be going over the price of Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about where I think it's headed in the near future. If you were watching the last video, we were looking at Bitcoin when we were sitting at 11,000. Just below 11,000 at this next resistance point right here. We were talking about why it was likely that we would see rejection at that point and a continuation of the descending triangle pattern. Right now, this pattern right here is looking like a descending triangle. A lot of people will try to argue that it is a symmetrical triangle, but I don't think you can really make that argument anymore. We do have horizontal lows right now. And if you just take a look at both of these patterns, this pattern right here and the pattern here from the bear market, you can see that we're sitting in almost identical patterns. Now, a lot of people right now are arguing that because we don't have an exact touch to 9100, then this is a symmetrical triangle, and they're drawing their chart like this. And they're discounting this low here at 9,300 just so that they can say that the pattern is more bullish. And I think this is a fatal mistake to make if you're doing technical analysis. You don't want to be manipulating the chart to make it look like the way that you want it to look. In my opinion, there really is no question whether this is a descending triangle or not. I'd say it's pretty much confirmed at this point. Of course, that doesn't mean we're guaranteed to break to the downside. Every pattern can break out in any which way. You can still get a break to the upside out of a descending triangle as long as the bulls are able to maintain support above the horizontal support here, 9,100 to 9,500, and then break above the downward sloping resistance. You can get a break to the upside, which is totally possible. In my opinion, if we were going to have a break to the upside, it would probably happen at the end of the month going into October. That's when we would have the break to the upside. Now, the break to the downside can occur really at any time that you retest the low here. We can move through this level. It could happen before the end of the month. Right now, if you guys have been watching this channel, we've been talking a lot about the 21 EMA here on the daily chart. Every time we get a candle body close below the 21 EMA on the daily chart, that's when we see continued bearish moves to the downside to the bottom of the formation. So right now, very similar to this point right here where we broke above the 21 EMA and then tested back below, and we got that daily candle close below the 21 EMA. This area right here, which is very similar to this area right here, we're seeing very similar behavior where you get a break above the 21 EMA. You start ranging above that area, you try to hold above it. And once you get that daily candle close below the 21 EMA, that is when you start to see continued bearish moves to the downside. And right now it's becoming very likely that this daily candle is going to close below the 21 EMA. And at that point, very likely we would continue to range back to our horizontal support and test for horizontal lows once again. So if you guys have been watching this channel, you should know that our downside target is coming in at about 7,500, which is just above the golden retrace. The golden retrace comes in at about 72 to 7,300. And I do expect this to be front ran a little bit. A lot of people are going to be looking at the golden retrace as that buy zone right here. This is most likely going to be a huge buy zone for Bitcoin if we do get a breakdown for some healthy market structure. Almost every single parabolic move during the bull market, we did see a retrace back to the golden retrace on almost every single parabolic move. On all of these parabolic swings, we saw a retrace to the 618. And not only that, if you go from swing high at 20,000 to swing low at 3,100, we did also get a retest to the upside of the golden retrace. Then I think it's quite likely at that point to expect Bitcoin to range back to the golden retrace, find significant support at that level before the next parabolic move to the upside. And again, guys, if we do get that test to the downside, I'm looking for that low to have volume levels that exceeds previous levels. If Bitcoin can get volume levels that exceed previous levels on that low, on that test of 7,500, then it's very likely that we at the very least get another parabolic advance to new highs, right? And at that point, we would be creating a larger scale uptrend, something like this, where Bitcoin can then begin to use this uptrend to test that all-time high at 20,000 before eventually hopefully breaking that level. We'll have to see when we get to that point. But I think it's very likely that Bitcoin remains above an upward sloping trend, very similar to this right here. Also, I want to discuss real quick, Bitcoin dominance is still sitting at 69.7%, and altcoins are still seeing a bit of a pullback here. So let's just move up to the current year, 2019. So you can see that we are starting to see altcoins level out just a little bit right now. I think most altcoins will continue to head towards zero, where most of them belong. Most of them have really no use case. But some of the top altcoins like Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, possibly maybe Binance Coin, maybe Bitcoin Cash, I think they might see a little bit of action on the next sell-off. Of course, when Bitcoin dumps, if Bitcoin does have a major sell-off here, all the altcoins are most likely going to follow Bitcoin on that sell-off, right? Most altcoins are going to follow Bitcoin to the downside. But if Bitcoin does find nice support along this level right here, altcoins might see a little bit of action at that point, and that's when you would likely get your most your prime entry on altcoins. Could be the next low of Bitcoin. On the next major low of Bitcoin would be the prime entry for altcoins. And very likely, taking a look at Litecoin right here, very likely if you just bring out your fib retrace from swing low to swing high, Litecoin could very well be sitting below $50 at that point. Looking at Ethereum from swing low to swing high, Ethereum could very likely be sitting, below 140 at that point, retesting some critical support here if Bitcoin does get a breakdown. You could see large scale market structure coming in here, finding good support, at a higher low just above the previous low. I think, in the crypto market, this is the kind of structure you want to see. You want to see, nice support come in at a low, have a nice range to the upside, and a major sell-off to a higher low before, this is a trader's market right now. It's a speculator's market. This is the kind of market activity that we like to see in crypto. Large swings, right? Maximum opportunity. That's what we like to see in crypto. And I think that's what we're going to get here. If Bitcoin does break down, we're going to see Ethereum probably bouncing just above $100, $110. Litecoin probably bouncing, maybe below $50, finding support at around $40, $50 before getting a major bounce. This is the kind of stuff that crypto does routinely. And I think very likely Bitcoin is going to be retesting that golden retrace at about $7,500. So guys, if you've been watching this channel, the analysis really has not changed over the past few months. We've been looking at every one of these bounces as the next lower high of the descending triangle, and this is just coming to fruition. The descending triangle is forming right now. If we do get a daily candle close below the 21 EMA, then it's very likely that we do see continued moves to retest horizontal support. And at that point, we'll see if we get any increase in volume, or if we just see a steady decrease, and which makes it more likely for a breakdown and get a nice increase of sell volume before getting a nice increase of buy volume on the other end, right? That is the type of routine correction Bitcoin makes during large scale bull markets. If you guys like this video, definitely hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and also use that affiliate link to sign up for CryptoWatch for a free account, and I will see you guys in the next video.